introduction. It's been really fun to have these devices to play with, and we'll continue working with them through Twitter.
Thank you, Bridget. This is such an honor for me to be able to come here and exchange with the best and the brightest, right? So I don't know how much, Bridget, you talked about my background. So basically, just to give you in a nutshell, I'm an entrepreneur. My original career was in optical networking, so I've been doing startups in optical networking for the last 15 years. And the reason I got into this is really because of my own children. I have two girls, one is 16 and one is just turned to 3. And along the process of being a mom and business person, startup executive, it came to me that a lot of things they don't connect, right? What we do in education, what the kids are doing today, and what parents are doing today. There are a lot of things they don't connect to each other in terms of, how do we educate children for the 21st century? What we really want our kids to be. And that's how everything started. And my kids are really my inspirations. So you already see this one. This handle was designed by my daughter, 16 years old. And the younger one, 3 years old, is my chief technology officer. She helps me to test and everything, making sure that she likes those ones. If, for example, our designer, they made the sheep a little bit angry looking, she's going to say, that's not good. So we have to go change it. Okay, so to start, I would like to ask you a question, right? You guys are here, students, graduate students of Stanford, being one of the top schools in the world. You are the best and the brightest. So what makes you the best, one of the best, right? What is your opinion? Is that more because of your personality, or is that because of your knowledge? You've learned so much. You learn more than anybody else of your, friends and classmates when you are in high school and things like that. What do you say? Is that because of personality? Can you raise your hand? Is that because of your personality, or is that because of your knowledge that you become one of the best? Combination? More for personality, more for knowledge. So let's say for sure it's a combination, of course. If somebody has a good personality but without any knowledge base, for sure it doesn't really work as
You're
well.
very humble.
So what would be your answer? Is that more because of personality or more because of knowledge?
I'd say more because of personality.
More personality? Is
Because
that
even if I had the knowledge and didn't have the personality, like to want to go and engage and study these things, then it would just be knowledge.
Yeah, I guess I don't feel all that knowledgeable necessarily.
Okay. Well, to me, what I think is personality will determine a lot more than just the knowledge base, because you know what, in my career I probably interviewed about 1,000 people or so, from engineers to technicians to executives. Everybody comes to me and say, I'm a quick learner. Right? Everybody can learn knowledge, but very few can really outperform, let's say. Why? I think personality is something that's playing a major role, but very few people realize that. And today's education system, unfortunately, it focuses mainly on knowledge and do little for the personality side. And that's why a lot of kids, including my own daughter, she's got great knowledge. She learned already 10 AP courses for her senior year before she started college. But there's personality side that I don't think we realized. We didn't really work on that part. And so what if, a kid who is really knowledgeable but say, okay, that's good enough, right? What if the kid can push really the boundaries, so go to the next level? So that's the question that as a starting point for us in terms of working on VINCI. What we really want to do is, instead of just teaching knowledge, we want to focus a bit more on building capabilities. What does personality mean? Personality basically is about attitude, about emotion, about the behavior when you work with others, when you work on your learning things, right? So all these things from a personality point of view, I marked them in 3 colors. The red color, if you look at that, these are all something that you can learn. Your environment will make this, right? Curious, confident, communicative, cooperative, committed, efficient, ingenious, a deep thinker, inventive, imaginative, organized, structured. There are things you are born with, energetic, somebody is very tense. That's, genetic. Somebody is very shy. It's also genetic, a little bit. Sophistication, art, sport. I know that I will not be an Olympic champion. I wasn't born for that. Positiveness, it's very much influenced by the parents. But when you look at the list in terms of personality from definition point of view, all these things we can work on those. That's the environment, that's parents, that's teachers, friends, that affect or impact on building such personality. And that's how I started thinking, what we can do, leveraging technology to help little kids starting a good way of building a positive personality, positive attitude toward learning, right? Being curious, being confident, and so forth. So if we look at all these C's, right? Kids are born curious. When you look at, I think one of you was saying, you're 1 year old, yeah? Very curious. How do you help him to continue to be curious along the way? Confidence are built by solving problems. And you build confidence because you feel you're good at it. Communicative, taking a habit to talk to people, that's something you learn. Cooperative, socially intelligent, committed as well. You run into a problem, you just give up. I cannot do it. Or, I try again. Now I tell my 3 years old, try 3 times before you ask mommy. Then she comes back, Mommy, I already tried it 3 times. Okay, let me help you. Right? You have to be committed to try to make it. Deep thinker. Thinking skill is something none of the education systems or curriculum I've seen that really focus on. Kids who don't think, they can do well. Those who think more, they will be doing better. Right? So that's why a lot of games are designed taking into account how to help them to build thinking skills. Inventive, imaginative, you need to take a habit. Right? Now my daughter, she comes say, look, Mommy, I have a polar bear dog. She's inventing a name. A polar bear dog doesn't exist, but she put things together. That's polar bear dog. Okay. Right? Organized, structured. That's again, it's a habit. Okay. So that's basically the starting point. Now, thanks to technology, today we have touch screen. We know that children, they are naturally intrigued, curious. Why? If you look at psychology, I would say, George Foreman, he has a great video showing 2 years old, like bumping along the light. Because the field control, they were screaming, look, Mommy, I did it. Look, Mommy, I did it. Right? Because they feel the control, things are moving along their will, and that's so that they are more curious. So the technology is helping to engage them. And what else we can do to engage them deeper? That's the question we try to answer with VINCI. So engage children for fun learning. I mean, fun learning, it has to be fun. If it's not fun, it's like, the tiger mom, all these things. If you have to do it, if you're depressed, you have to do it, but there's no fun. Your life is a little bit hard, right? It's not as good. So what we try to do is really to build the games, to build capabilities, rather than just teaching ABC or 1, 2, 3. My 3 years old, according to developmental psychology, she's supposed to know 3 by this age, but she's trying to figure out the subtraction. She already done with addition. Her concept of addition is quite clear. So I'm not saying that we need to push for more knowledge, but you need to let child to lead, and then just go along with their curiosity and help them, right? That's what they call the scaffolding. So games using real world to engage curiosity. If you look at our game design, we don't use anything virtual, right? Everything is real. Doesn't matter, it's a farm, it's a zoo, Africa or USA, everything is real. And the reason we choose a real world topic, for two reasons. One is kids, they need to go in the world, meet the world in anyway in a few years. Right now they are most of the time at home with mom and dad, but later on they need to meet the world. And second, by choosing real world topic, it can be interesting for parents. Right? So one of the games, if you spend time, we had lots of parents coming back to us. I didn't know giraffe and elephant, which one runs faster. They didn't know that. Adults didn't know. They find it fun, and so give them incentive to play further, rather than just using, I don't know, Dora or whatever, which are the kids' characters that only kids are interested in, right? And then the game, we design the games that teach categories, sorting, so according to different aspects, right? So we try to empower children to learn how to do things, rather than just to teach them about knowledge itself, right? And then we use the curriculum to structure, because like I forgot who was saying, kids are interested in banning everything at this young age, but how do you introduce some structure so that you achieve your goals? Because you know what, in 3 years, they will be 3 or 4 years, they will be in a school. And that's everything will start. They need to learn a whole bunch of things. They need to build a habit before they start school. So using the curriculum to structure it, but you don't want the kids to feel too structured, because you don't want to do instructional at this age, just only 2 to 3 years old. Yeah? So 3-level progressive learning objectives based on age norm. That's basically from developmental psychology point of view. We took things from the books, from publications, and say, okay, kids can learn what at this age. We sorted out to be level 1. For level 1, using math as an example, we say level 1 is to gain quantity sense. Level 2, we start to show them the different sense of numbers, 1 up to 5, I think. And then by the time they are level 3, it's not just numbers, but also concept of addition, subtraction, things like that. Because the research has shown that they can do it. Yeah. Adding structured goal to fun play, and ensuring intended goal to be met, and that's how we're going to introduce assessment games as well. So 3 levels, 3 assessment games to help parents to understand, okay, my child is doing very well on maybe language part, maybe a little bit lacking on the social side. Okay, let's work a little more on that side. Okay. So that's basically our concept. Again, so the 3 words we focus: engage, right? We have the touch screen, we have advanced microprocessor, we have the software to do animation. Technology helps us to do the engagement part, but the key is the empower part, right? We want to empower kids to learn how to learn, and at the end, educate them to be able to meet tomorrow's challenges. So these are basically a few aspects of our curriculum. We cover basically 6 aspects: thinking skill, emotional, social side, language, literacy, general knowledge, math, reasoning, and science. Science won't start until level 2, because for level 1, 18 months to 2.5 years old, it's really hard to talk too much about science with them. But at level 2, we'll talk about science, for example, day and night change, at what time of the day, what type of thing you do. And later on at level 3, we talk about the water, fire, all these things. Math, of course, but more from reasoning point of view. You see that even for little kids, we didn't put 1, 2, 3 as our math symbol. We put X and Y, because math is about the solving problems. It's not just to remember the numbers. Right? General knowledge is very critical, because there's a Chinese saying says that a capable person knows what's happening in the sky and what's happening in the ocean. Right? So that's just the same, meaning knowledge is very, very critical, because if you want to innovate, you need to have a certain knowledge. So like the beginning of the question was, knowledge is important, but only it's critical when you can synthesize it. If you cannot know how to use your knowledge, it still means nothing. Language and literacy, from our design point of view, we are low on the alphabet side, and if we do an alphabet game, it will be a different approach, but more on the comprehension side. That's why you see our our storybooks, it's more about the concept itself. There's always philosophy behind each storybook. You saw the 4 or 5 storybooks, right? And emotional social science, it's about first level understanding about emotions, and later on social play. So I'll show social play video later on. The thinking skill is throughout. So you have the samples, you can look at, do what you think. One of the games, for example, it's a number game, picking up a chicken to find an egg. That's a regular number game, but you know what, we put it into strategy into it. If kids pay attention, you will see, oh, this time it's always the white chicken that has the egg underneath. Next time maybe the brown chicken. So observe, right, think, and then do, right? So strategy built into that. Many examples of thinking skills. Okay? Our advisor, George Foreman, is very big on thinking skills. He's getting me pulling my daughter out of Montessori schools because he's not a believer of Montessori. He said that Montessori doesn't help think. Okay, so our 3 level, basically from age point of view, we try not to go exactly with the age because the kids, they go faster and slower, but rather according to levels. So, but approximately level 1 is from about 18 to 2.5 years old. Level 2 is 2.5 to 3.5, and level 3, the capable stage, is from 3.5 to 5 years old. Until the school, right? So our retail model, these are the things you may not be interested in, but you know, in terms of finishing my talk, I want to ask you, you as the best and the brightest, what you want to do, you can do, right? What you can do to change, to impact and improve, right? What type of impact or what type of value you can bring to the world. So I'm here to inspire you.